see dead people. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to Eerie Expedition, the channel that's completely dedicated to pushing the envelope on the paranormal. For those individuals that are living by themselves thinking that they're the only ones hearing what they're hearing, you're not alone. There's many people like you, and I'm one of them. Welcome to Eerie Expeditions. So, I don't even know how to start. I need you to please just tell me exactly what you just said. Telling this story, because first off, I was not expecting what I ended up encountering out there at all.
We're not sure if it's ceremonial circle, but there's a circle up there in stone, and there was 3 footprints out of the clear blue. Boom, boom, boom.
But then it happened. The whole goal of us even going there was to have a UFO or UAP type of experience. And I meditated on it, similar to what I had done in Sedona, where I did have an experience there. And, part of me believes, really? Can I really do something like that? I realize how ridiculous it sounds. But then the other part of me that has actually done it knows that the reality is that it probably will happen. And it did. Everyone's invited to come, okay?
Thank you, Edmund, Charlotte,
Augustina, thank you so much. We're gonna go to the other room now, okay? The banister. See how fast they dart away too? See how she darts away?
Dart away.
Right after.
You see the whole shadow,
Yeah.
See the move gone.
Still having trouble? It's okay. I'm gonna zoom in. So not only is this a very rare spirit entity, but it's a black-eyed child, which is some of the most hardest to ever capture.
Eyes. Looks like brown hair, curved or black-eyed beings around here aren't uncommon.
Yeah. I guess, but capturing
they look a little different, But
it's you can see her complexion
I can see
too.
The hair, too bad there was hair on the top of that. Otherwise, it would look a little different.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm glad there is hair. Yeah, I see what you're putting at.
That's one of the.
What
I was telling you about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So hear my reaction.
Glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad we're here too.
We're gonna be in this room.
And it's so interesting that it's that hallway. It's that same hallway. There's something going on in the hallway.
Again, it's the shadow guy, shadow figure, the shadow, the energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Coming out of there, security cameras have caught.
Cool.
Did you see that one with the traveling orb?
No, I didn't see that one.
I have some footage.
Oh, okay.
And it's the best one because
She
we've
will
had it
touch
actually
you.
broken down into.
She can touch me. It's okay. Wow.
Williams.
Cool. Well, again, thank you for your service.
Williams. Hi, Williams.
I'm in the Air Force.
I'm Santa Maria.
The version of that
guys were known as the Army Air Corps. You guys eventually.
Dick Williams built this place.
What I was as part of the Air Force. Oh shit.
So you changed history. Did you know that?
He's the connection.
This is where we start to hear something.
Vermis.
But that spot on the lower meadow, right there, cool.
We're drawn there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, we were.
Once again.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, we were literally drawn there. So we start hearing growling. Growling. Like first you heard a whistle, and then we heard a growling. Right after we were saying we're waving.
Was it the style of what you heard today?
No.
Totally different.
Totally different. Now, what you're about to hear is something similar. Watch. What we heard so this is now similar or different, but right after this clip. What the fuck was that? You didn't hear that, George? It was like a.
Oh, I heard it, yeah.
It sounded like human.
Potentially.
There was.
I'll do it again. So for me, the story actually begins a week and a half earlier. I actually meditated doing CE5 protocol. I did a CE5 protocol meditation that requires you to meditate on the location that you're going to be at, and you take screenshots of that location and you meditate on it and try to put out a positive message that you're looking for a visit or you're looking for an encounter that's peaceful, and a part of me kind of laughed that how crazy am I to believe that I could even make that happen again, because it was even a miracle for even to happen once. But a part of me felt if I could do it, if it could happen, why couldn't it happen again? No experience to UFOs or anything like this prior to this experience, right? So let's just.
I've stargazed and see stuff move, but I was told they were like satellites. But after the experience at Mount Wilson, you know what I mean? It left me more interested in looking in the sky more, that's for sure.
So I meditated on it before we went out, and had told Hugo later, but my wife had known that I was doing this, and I even told Jeff too. So after we go out there, first thing is it was a long drive. Once we got to the ranch, Jeff immediately had so much to tell us about what had happened since the last time I had been there. Robert Bigelow? This is where he's sitting.
Oh, I got you.
I can get back to where we were, Mount Irish.
Okay.
It's an it's an old site with petroglyphs everywhere. I just happened to open up a book about it. There's Shaman Hill.
Okay.
And Shaman Knob over there. And then you read about it, 10,000-year-old, they've been around here forever. And then you read more, the spaceships that are all involved with it. My whole thing is it needs, if I go over there and it looks like a manta ray, that's going to be probably the coolest thing they can possibly ever imagine.
Yes.
So I haven't gone over there yet to actually physically look at them myself, but have it be the shaman, and it's written in this book, is a protector.
Of the mantra, of the...
Or whatever is in Nevada, whatever's under the grounds here, maybe the whole idea that Area 51 is built over something similar to what's here.
Wow.
You know, so big that you can't move it, but you could build a base over it if you have it. Yeah,
Holy
it's really
shit.
interesting. And now we have shaman connection.
Yeah.
You know, like, where did this shaman idea come from? It's in books. It's in petroglyphs. It's been here forever.
Whoa.
Yeah, 10,000 years.
And you said, is it Shoshone?
Nope.
It's,
I don't know. Way before that.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, you're like, you know, that's like 10,000. That's, I believe, paleo-ish.
Yeah. Oh,
You know, that's
my.
way
Yeah.
pre-flood, I guess
Yeah.
you'd call it.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a perfect way of saying it. Pre-flood.
Yeah, yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, again, there's where we're at. Who knows? There was a piece that we just found the other day.
Oh.
Whoa.
Of the obsidian, yeah, that's just like almost glass-like obsidian.
Exactly.
Wow. And that's the one that you said dated back to...
No.
Oh, okay,
I'll
okay.
show you that one.
Oh my god, that's all the stuff that's underground.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll show you all that too, and the scenes. And this guy here, we blew him off the chart.
Oh, is that the guy scanning with the,
So
the
that's
analog reader?
That's the Leonards from Terror Exploration Group. He owns a vodka company, Good Night Lovin' Vodka. But we threw him off his chart because he said, well, even his dad, out of the 100 explorations that they do, 99 of them turn into nothing. He says, you're the one.
Oh,
I might have been
wow.
aggravated a little bit at first,
No, you're
but now it's like the coolest adventure ever, because who knows what this is going to lead to.
sure.
You know, when you listen to everything that's happening in the world right now, and then you look at all of this stuff, all these dots, they all point to exactly whatever they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing that
Harvard.
trips me out, because I keep hearing all this stuff, and then I keep thinking of here. I'm like, well, this is all here.
So this is just in our dig for our mining operation. We found another whole charcoal line. Unexplained charcoal line, which we have to excavate now kind of carefully to see what it was. And it happens to be...
Oh, wow.
So whether we've, dug through something that was a charcoal pit or something, we're going to just carefully go through that layer.
Wow.
After the fact, of course, that we've already dug through there. But we've always wondered why this extra earth was up here.
Yeah, because this almost seems like this is all added.
It definitely is, because look over here.
Just looking at this map,
Yep. Well, wait till you see this, how wild this gets now. So yeah, this is all built up, you can see. So there's no topsoil here, nothing's growing in it. So they put all this dirt from somewhere here, flat. And this is where we're at with this story. Here's the power line. Since I bought this, and I've heard the pole is like 1971 maybe, like it needs to be changed or something. So it was here before that. We always wondered what it was doing here, like what it's leading to. And then after having substantial snow and heavy, unbelievable amounts of water flowing down this hill, a sinkhole opened up, which led to this excavation, because you could see it almost looked like mining cart track. To me it looked like a roll-off dumpster. I had called it in the beginning, and it kind of was. There's what it was.
Whoa.
Right? So
That big green thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, wait till you see how, and it's super heavy. It's super military. So this is the pile that we pulled out.
Yeah.
Look at this thing that we found in the pile.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Like, anybody, if you're videoing this for anybody or everybody, this is going out, what is this? Why would this be here in the mountain? Look at the size of these insulators. I assume it's a lamp, with a big old thing. Maybe on a street in London it looks like, but what is it? Whoa. So we got a lot of questions about this thing. It's huge. Doesn't make any sense being here. In a pile of garbage. Supposedly. If you call that garbage. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
And what stone is that?
Even this, I'm unsure what this is. See what's in there?
Yeah. Wow.
is so bizarre.
So look, check it out like this.
Oh, okay.
So what's funny, when I bought the place here, this was laying over there near that pole in like the woods there. And I always wondered what it was, and I always left it there. When I was excavating through the pile and I pulled this piece out, I went, holy crap. And I ran and grabbed this piece, like, you gotta be shitting me.
Wow.
Now again, what, like these look like, you know, I've had people tell me they're gargoyles. They have like the faces and things on them.
Yeah.
You know, these, feel this insulator. Look at these wires. Like, what would that
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, and feel that thing and think about what today's shit is like.
Oh, yeah. Look
I
at
have a lot
that.
of people
Dude, look at
talking
that.
about this and they're like, Tesla.
Oh.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Old city, whole world.
Yeah, 'cause that's oh, this is really yeah. But again, like, why?
Again, think of where you are, right?
Yeah.
Look where we are. But then go like this, ready? Howard Hughes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look
yeah.
at the smile on you.
Then it makes sense.
Underground railway that was gonna take trains around under the ground, and they were gonna be able to deploy an ICBM or some type of nuclear weapon
Right.
from anywhere,
Right.
wherever this train track went. Yeah, this was under the ground as well.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, this is old.
It's wild.
This is Ruger or Ruhoff?
Yeah, fine. Do some investigating. I haven't done nothing with that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is wild. Oh my god, I didn't even turn around. Remember what I told you, Jeff? You have a wonderland. You literally have a wonderland. Oh, you just dropped that down there, didn't you? I heard something go bloop.
Want me to do it again?
Yes. Whoa.
Watch yourself.
What? Yeah, so that there's something down deep under there.
Yeah, again, this is another one of those things. Like, you know, you watch the TV show and you see what happened. Here's they didn't show you exactly this part where they drilled above, all over the place they were drilling.
Oh.
And then the final drill was going to be right down in there. And once the drill unit got in there, the drill unit would not work.
Oh, wow.
Like all the electronics on it had like 9 codes go off and it shut off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So either something down below has caused it to trigger to malfunction, or...
Well, the whole purpose here was, in that trailer was like across this, spanning it, the idea that there could be potentially an entrance to a cavern system under here.
Yeah.
And we're trying to access it, whether there's lava tubes, naturally occurring, or man-made something. You know, and a lot of that scrap over there,
Yeah.
you know, the rail that's there relates to like sideway drilling units where they actually would lay the track and then they would put the drill unit on it and drill sideways. So had they gotten down to a level and then they went sideways, maybe to access something in that meadow out there from a lower level here.
I see.
Again, that's the idea, and that's where we're kind of at here.
Oh, okay.
It's just, you know, being cautious from this point. You know,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now,
You
now
could
we've
fall
opened
through.
up into, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's just like a nice elevator shaft somewhere. We just have to clear the shaft and then we can just...
I gotta bury that tire is.
Yeah, I have to. That's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna move the rest of this pile over. We didn't realize
Yeah.
what we were getting into. You know, that it was just gonna keep opening up, and
Yeah.
So
you know,
this is probably all. This whole area is probably all buried stuff like
well,
this.
you can
right?
still see the original bed here,
Yeah.
so, and all the way out to there. So just right there, starting is, you know,
Oh, I see.
buried stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I don't know how far it goes into that bank exactly, but I'm thinking if I got that other sinkhole over there, you know, it could be back in there, but that looks kind of like the original edge as well.
Wow.
But I just know that we dug a little section here just out of the raw earth,
Yeah.
and it took a long time. So to dig this just to bury stuff when you could be down to the meadow where it's ultra soft
Yeah.
and just
Wow.
bury stuff.
So this was deliberate.
Yeah.
That
Especially
power line,
that.
Yeah, that
power line
power
tells
line-
you it all.
Yeah, that power line to me says it all. You know, they had power here for some reason. I mean, look at the heavy concrete solid. Remember I was telling you about the poured walls?
Yeah.
See, it's all poured. You know, and it's, you know, it's all torn down. You know, the whole idea is that there was a concrete building here, and inside that concrete building was an elevator shaft, and it led you to something really cool down there.
So you're just trying to find the shaft. Yeah.
Or something.
Wow.
Yeah, the shaft, and then we're trying to find the room and the
Yeah.
tunnels and the caverns that lead to the other thing, you know, that's down there pulsating.
Yeah.
And we mentioned to him that I wanted to meditate, and he immediately mentioned there's a shaman cave. And immediately my mindset was, I'm going to the cave. I didn't even pay attention to where it was. He would point in the general direction, so I just knew it was like, okay, it's over there. But I didn't actually pay attention to actually where it was, or even pay attention to the details that he was giving me, which was how long it was going to take to get there, until later I found out because I ended up asking Hugo, who was paying attention. So we set our stuff down. We get some equipment. I think we actually brought, I just brought my phone, actually.
So yeah, when we got there and, you know, settled in, put our stuff away, had a quick conversation with Jeff, you know, about, you know, thanking him in the process of we could stay there and explore the area. He recommended us to go to the shaman cave, you know, and that's what me and Gio decided to do.
All this is grew over time.
Oh, this is where you said you crossed the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yep, crossed the waterfall.
And let's take this route. I'm thinking of going, you see this path right here?
Yeah. So I think if we just go maybe this way,
Yeah, we could do that so we don't go up
Or-
and down.
or even look, there's like maybe this right here.
I wonder if there's a marker for a region.
Where? You see all the wood piles?
No. You see that stick?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to see. It has to be that hill right there.
I think it is. We went over a hill, around maybe the first hill, we started hearing birds, like squawking, and circling around a region further away from us. The closer we got to the cave, the closer the birds got, and louder they got. And once we got to the cave, maybe it was because we were inside of it, or I was inside of it, I could no longer really hear the birds. At least they didn't stand out to me anymore.
So our trek up there was, it was just, we took literally the wrong way up there, but it was like a 2-mile hike. Once we get into, when we go up the hill, we're getting close, and we see the cave. And me and Gio he decides to meditate, and I join in. And then after their meditation, we decide to go to the very top of it, because there's a top off where you can see the whole view. And I think he'll end up showing video. You'll probably see video.
Good. Good.
I wish I could have got better focus.
And so I did my meditation, got out of the meditation, decided to walk around the cave because Jeff had indicated that there's something on top of the cave, like a circle, a rock circle. Once we got to the top of the cave, those sounds got louder. And I believe there's one of the video recordings that actually has it. And it's really interesting because Hugo was confused whether or not the birds were creating the sounds that we were hearing going through the wind, through the trees. And when you hear the recording, you actually hear it and then you hear the wind. And so it does kind of like, it does sound like that. It does sound like, oh, was that the trees doing it or not? So then we heard that and decided, you know what, that sound, it sounded, we heard it as we were approaching the cave. It sounded like an animal in agony is the best way I can describe it. But it sounded more like screechy, I would say, as we were approaching the cave.
Oh no, you don't have to use it for this one.
Take my phone too.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta get going because of that. That sun's going down a lot faster than I thought.
I say we take this path.
Yeah, we gotta get going because of that. That sun's going down a lot faster than I thought. Oh, over there. Think about something crashing down, scraping all that. Look at that.
Makes sense. Yeah, especially right there.
Yeah, that's it. There's literally like a divot scratched there.
But anyways, we get there, we took our pictures, the sun is about to go down. And then what I find interesting, because nothing was happening before this, but right when we reached the peak and, we decide to leave because, we don't want to hike during the nighttime, we hear like, what I think is a donkey, grunting, like a low grunt. It doesn't sound like a horse or anything that I know of, but yeah, we heard these gruntings. And also too, before the grunting, we hear these birds are like flying around, and then that grunting appears. So what was interesting too, because we're in a higher elevation, the grunting was coming from behind us, and when we look, there's nothing, you know what I mean? But this whole area is so like hilly that you don't know like what's flat or if it goes deeper or it doesn't, so it's kind of hard to tell. But when we got to the top and we decided to move, we heard this noise twice in our general area, and I wouldn't say it was that close, but it was close that you could hear it. So we decided to head down, and on our way down, passing the cave, and trying to head back to our car to head back to where we're staying for the night. You hear it 3 more times, but the first 2 are like it's as if they didn't move from their location, so it sounds far away. And then the 5th one is like, oh, it goes off again, and it sounds far, So we're trekking out. I really don't know time, you know what I mean? I wish I was better with that, but we hear it, and me and him to say, oh, it's far away, like, it's actually good that we're leaving. And I joke around saying that they're kicking me out because they don't like me there. And then we keep on walking, and I want to say, like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 minutes after, we hear it again, and it literally feels like it's like, I don't know, 10 feet. And me and him stop in our tracks, and we look, and there was like nothing. It's absolutely nothing there. And I don't know, it didn't really freak me out. It was just more like, oh shit, whatever that was, it's like here now. And when you look, there's nothing there.
So as we were approaching the cave, the screeches of this animal or whatever it was more high pitch. And then as we got to the top of the cave, they became deeper and closer. And that was the moment that we decided, you know what? We should probably head back, because I could tell that the sun was going down, and the last thing I wanted was to be stuck out there with the sun down and not be able to, because there was no trail. We're just following a general direction. So we started making our way down. The screeches got deeper, and somewhere around this time we decided to start recording again to try to capture the sound. And I think it's a little hazy whether or not we saw arrowheads. I believe we found arrowheads first. But when I look back on the recording, I think it might have actually happened after. But we had made our way down the hill, and the screeching sound sounded further away. And so we started feeling more comfortable with whatever it was. We're like, okay, it's gone. But then we got to a certain point where all of a sudden we heard it again, but it was almost as if it was right next to us. And me and him both turned and gestured in a manner that we were ready to defend ourselves, really. But the size that it sounded, in my heart, in my head, was like, it's over. Like, I'm just gonna put my arms up and it's gonna tear me away. But then when I turn and there's nothing there, we both looked at each other and just like complete confusion. And so then that's when we also felt like we were no longer feeling, at least I wasn't no longer feeling like this is not an animal that I am familiar with in any kind of capacity. And it also sounded angry, and it sounded big.
Because I felt like it was by my ear.
So, Hugo, what's happening right now?
There are a couple noises we're hearing. I think it's a donkey. But we've heard it when we went on top of the shaman cave, and we went on top of the ridge. It was behind us. And then it seems like since we've been traveling back to our location, it's happening over on top of that ridge over there. And now, just right now, we heard one closer to us, but we don't see anything.
So whatever it is that's making sounds, it's now closer.
It's maybe closer, or there's just a bunch of them and they're just communicating with each other. But I'm not an expert. I don't know.
So this is one of the things you deal with when you're out at Mount Wilson's Ranch. Okay? You don't know. Majority, it's probably an animal. But this shit just got close, like really close. Like, and we just looked. I didn't see anybody. And I could see, you kind of see what's next to you. So, I don't know. Kind of want to continue to film just in case it happens again. You know, some of the funniest shots are these shots. Hugo. These ones, look. The camera like this. Because as soon as you hear something, you just see my face go like this. It's gone. So as soon as it's like it pushed us out of there. Right?
Yeah.
Weird. There's like a weird haze or something.
Yeah.
You notice that? Like I can see it on the camera. Look. Look at this.
You sure your lens is clean?
If that's the reason, you solved the riddle. You solved the riddle. Debunked. Oh wait, you gotta do it like Zach Bacon's. Debunked.
Oh, you have the cap, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, here I could give it to you.
So, me and him, it's like stopped there and, I guess took in the situation and we're like, oh shit, that was close, right? And then from there, we just kept on walking. We kept on walking. And then Geo stumbles upon this like broken tree branch, right? And then on top of it, you know, there's I don't know, like beautiful stones, you know, like what would you call them? Like arrowheads, right? And they were like all nicely patterned. And he suggested it was probably what Jeff, you know, put there. But then what's funny too, we bring him up after our dinner hike, and he admits to us that no, it's not something that he's done. But at the same time, I know there's people who do hike around the area, so who knows? But there were actual arrowheads that were found, and that's fascinating. That, you know, instead of taking them, they stay there. And then
So, Hugo, one of the things that they talk about here is about arrowheads. They're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
We literally just kept walking, and I tell Hugo, look at the ground because you might see something. And then this had to have been Jeff, I bet. He left them here, and literally arrowheads dating back to, you know, pretty much pre-settlement time. It's cool.
We started walking further down the hill. Around this moment, Hugo starts telling me he's seeing lights in the trees.
I need you to please just tell me exactly what you just said, because what you just said is actually a phenomenon that has been recorded here since forever. I haven't seen this on my video. I captured it.
I've seen it.
So
I was not going to say anything, but I just noticed it for the 4th or 5th time. I'm walking, watching my footing, making sure I don't trip. And right when I look up, I see like these quick white flashes within the trees, and it's just quick, and it disappears. And
where are you seeing it?
Just like I just saw one on that tree right there. I saw one couple back there, and I thought it was just the sun reflecting off the tree somehow. But I just saw one now, and I wanted to make it known to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, something that he doesn't know that I'm trying to tell him is that has been reported here. Orbs in the trees, flashing, many different colors: red, white.
Mines were white. All of them
yellow,
were white.
orange. He's seeing white. I recorded red the last time I was here in the tree line with my sister when we were down, actually near the same area. So this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're like little. It's almost as if someone's taking a picture of you.
Yeah.
yeah, then we're almost getting to our general car. Like it was like a dam area you have to cross over, and we're still on the other side of it. And then I stopped to tell Gio that I was having like these experiences. Now I don't even know my timeline. I don't know if it was before this or after this, but I brought it up to his attention because he had told me, like, if anything happens, you hear anything, please let me know. Share everything as much as you can. And then it was on our hike. I think it was when we were leaving. I'm paying attention to my footing, making sure I don't fall down. And I'm looking at the ground, and every time I look up, I see at the trees. And the trees like look as if like it's a camera flash. It's really quick, you know what I mean? At first, I thought it was just like the sun reflecting off the trees or something, but it happened quite often that, you know, like I think after the 4th or 5th time I told Gio, like, hey man, this is what's happening, you know what I mean? I think he caught video of it, but the best way to describe it is just like you're just paying attention to your footing, you look up and you see these like quick flashes, you know what I mean? I don't know, that's the best way I could describe it, you know what I mean? Like, and it happened more than, you know, than 6 times, a couple times, you know what I mean? To make it known that I'm not just the one seeing it, you know what I mean? And let him know if there's any way we could catch it or not, but yeah.
And it wasn't until later we review footage and we capture something in the trees on the way down that, you know, you're going to have to just tell me what you guys believe, because I have no explanation for it. But it's interesting because it's around the same time that he had indicated he was seeing something in light in the trees.
If you guys are enjoying the video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already. Otherwise, you're never going to see Cooper ever again. So if you value his life, like, comment, subscribe.
I'll do it. Just kidding.
Videotaping us then. Maybe I'll capture it. We gotta tell Jeff we got kicked out of the shaman circle. Can you tell the birds next time we're coming?
Yeah, it just happened again.
In that same spot over there you're looking?
No, yeah, over there.
So that's perfect because look where my camera is.
Yeah.
I probably... got it then. I'll have to look at the footage.
My eye reflecting something? Or...
Well, that's the thing, bro. It's been reported here. That's been reported to happen here. So what you're noting is actually what's been documented, and no one can explain it. No one knows why that's happening here. What I believe it is it could be the fact that the veil is a little bit thin here, and we're actually probably seeing spirits. But that's me, and I'm crazy, so don't listen to me.
Our cars up. Do you want to go through this?
No, we have to go more that way, right, to get to the car. Yeah.
Okay, copy that. Just making sure.
Yeah. Dude, these birds are swooping down low, so be careful. Some of these birds are following us, I think. Whoa. That one were right by your head. Oh. Deer, yeah. I got him. Where are these sparrows?
I think they look like sparrows, yeah.
And they're like territorial, aren't they?
Sparrows or swallows?
Swallows. Aren't they territorial on their nest?
That I don't know.
Because I have some by my house that they fucking, if you go by their nest, they will swarm you. They swoop down on you.
Oh, that could have been. There you go. I just saw another light.
Over there?
Yeah.
All right, let's just...
It's so weird how that works. It's just like when I look up. It's like you're not paying. You're not looking for it. It's as if they're taking a picture of me.
I told you you're gonna be... You're more likely gonna be the target tonight, bro. Because you're new. They know me, well, kinda. But they're trying to figure you out. Oh yeah, it's like, how do we cross this?
That was fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a crazy adventure. And we made it perfectly back in time.
You called it too.
Yeah, I started seeing that sun. I was like, yeah, this is not gonna be fun. Trekking through this.
There has to be a man-made lake right here.
Right?
Has to be.
And it makes sense, bro, because look, you would do that probably because of whatever you want to get to whatever's there. You want to get to whatever's
They
underneath.
drained. It just happened again.
Dude.
Oh, it's happening again. I saw that one clear as day where you were pointing your camera
Oh,
to.
that's perfect. I hope I got it then.
Finally get to the car. We drive back. The sun's just going down too. And so it was like perfect timing. And we told Jeff everything that happened to us. And that's when Jeff tells us about Katie Page.
Katie Page?
Yes.
Myself took a walk up to that. I mean, you could see it glistening from here. And there was snow everywhere. And once we got to, we're not sure if it's ceremonial circle, but there's a circle up there in stone. And there was 3 footprints out of the clear blue. Boom, boom, boom. Just laying right there.
Wow. And what we were telling Jeff is as soon as we got closer to that area, the birds started like swooping and like chirping at us, and they were chirping in a direction, and all of a sudden we heard in that direction they were swarming. We heard a grunt, and to me sounded animalistic. Hugo believes it also sounded animalistic, but we also believe it could have been the wind going through the trees. But the weirdest thing is where the birds were swirling is where we would hear it, and then we felt as though, okay, it's moving. It kept doing it, but it felt like it was moving further away. So then we started coming back towards the ranch, and the birds are constantly still making their sounds. And then all of a sudden we hear that sound again, but it's closer, like a lot closer. And we turn our head in direction, and there's nothing there. Nobody knew nothing.
What are those?
I have never encountered a creature like this before. That was the last thing I was expecting to encounter up there. Even now, I don't know what it was. The footprints kind of speak for itself, but what's really crazy to me is something I've later realized was we had heard the same thing the last time I was there. And I'll play that clip here. The last time we were there, me, Darren, and George, on the way to bed, and heard the same type of sound. And it wasn't until later, like later, it dawned on me that's the same sound.
It sounded like human.
Thinking, well, it's gotta be there was a kid.
Oh, over there.
So then I go inside. I'm getting cameras together. One of my cameras is watching me, and I think the fan's hitting, and you see it rocking back and forth. It's kind of funny because, like, at first I was like, oh my God, my camera's going crazy. But during that time, Hugo and Jeff have an experience, and Hugo will have his side of the story to tell, to say that part.
I'd say the most memorable one I had is with the owner, Jeff. And I think the sun had gone down and the moon was about to appear. It was going to be like, I think a full moon that night, but I'm not really sure. And we were just there stargazing, and we saw a couple things move, and I was like satellites or who knows what they are, right? But this one apparent one was kind of low, and you could see it moving, thinking it was like all the other things moving up in the sky, right? But then it goes slow at a constant pace. It doesn't speed up or nothing, but then it flashes 3 times, but not quickly. It was just periodically. 1, move, it keeps on moving. 2, it moves, and 3. And then me and him were like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because we weren't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. So, but then after that 3rd flash, it goes, and you can barely see it, and it goes behind the mountain, and that's the last thing I saw. That was the most memorable my sky viewing at Mount Wilson for sure. Because that one definitely stuck out, and what's funny too, I experienced it with the owner, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was my first memorable, right? Stepping in, actually, that's what's interesting too, you know what I mean? Putting our stuff away, and we're just sitting there trying to figure out, what we're gonna do for the rest of the night, and that happens.
I come back out to hear their story of what they just saw, and I'm like, dang, I wish I would have seen it. I take out my camera and I try to capture some stuff, but it's really hard to capture anything on my camera, on my phone. The stars, that's what I realized. So maybe in the future I could hopefully invest in a camera like that.
So I admitted to Gio that I was kind kind of freaked out because we had gone to the saloon, and I think my fears more came from the saloon than all the other stuff that happened outside. You know what I mean?
Hello again. My name is Gio and Hugo. Gio, I've been here before, and last time I was here, I saw a little girl that was standing right here. And so I decided I was gonna bring some gifts. So the little girl that was just right here that I captured last time, I have a gift for you. I'm gonna leave it right here, okay? Leave it right here. Because this is where I saw you. I literally saw you right here. I'm gonna leave it right here for you, okay? And I'll tell Jeff that that was left for you, okay? So that's your little bracelet I decided to leave for you. And I believe that there was a little boy here as well. So for the little boy, I brought you a little Wild West shooter. So like, you know, in the Wild West, how they used to, it's probably a little toy you used to play with a lot, I'm sure. So I'm gonna put this right here for you. Okay. Little animals, as you can see. So I'm gonna put this throughout the bar. Put one right here. Okay. And then I got a tiger. I'm gonna put the tiger right over here. Okay. And then I'm gonna put the lion. Where should we put the lion? I know. Let's put the lion up here, okay? So lion's right up here. So these are gifts that I left you guys, okay? So thank you for showing yourself the last time I was here. I ended up capturing you, so I just want to say thank you. You actually helped me out in my life because I was constantly told that all the ghosts and the things I saw as a kid weren't real. So now that you actually showed yourself and I captured you, you actually helped me by showing people that I wasn't lying. And so for your mom and dad, I brought a fireball. I brought some whiskey. So this is for the parents. And I'm gonna put this, you know what, the parents, I'm gonna put this in the bar. So that's where the fireball will live right there. I'll show Jeff too. And I placed it right here for you. Okay? We ended up cooking chicken and drinking some wine and basically try to replicate the same thing I did in Sedona that happened, that led to a UFO encounter. And we sat there, talked for a while, nothing happened. I got attacked by a spider. I'm definitely afraid of spiders, so Hugo figured that one out, and that was embarrassing for me.
Don't bug me as much, but yeah, they could bite you.
Fuck that, bro.
Oh, it's right here.
Huh?
Oh shit, it's right here.
Where?
Right here, underneath you.
Oh shit.
Check this out. I found it. Wow, it looks like a shrub plant.
Oh shit. Dude, that dude's big. Dude, that dude's big.
Take a picture of it.
Fuck,
It's
dude.
That's a great moment, man.
Fuck, bro.
Yo guys, this is what fucking almost took my life out.
Right there. You just moved.
I'm not getting closer to that motherfucker.
Fuck, I got all itchy.
Dude, that thing is big. No thank you. Dude, why do you have to stop underneath my fucking chair, bro?
How can a video with the light on?
We're gonna die out here from spiders, bro. I need to tie my shoes. I don't
He's
need...
still there.
I know he's still there, bro. Don't kill him. Just leave him alone. We need to move. We need to vacate. He's taken over.
That's his territory.
That's his territory. He said, "Bitch, this is my land. This is not your land." To shining sea, to New York Harbor, to shining gun. This land was made for you and me. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. That is my, oh, he's right there. Bro, he's moving. There's another one. Okay, right here, bro. Right here, I know. Dude, who's this? Who's this, bro? Who the fuck is that right there, man?
Yo, record that shit. I can't record it.
Dude, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck are you? Holy shit, dude. Dude's big. Is that the same guy?
Yeah,
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming by. I bid you adieu. Holy shit, bro.
That sucks. I can't record with my video but I see it.
Holy shit, dude. This fucking guy, dude. This fucking guy right
We
there.
gotta drink to that. You conquered your fear.
Oh, dude.
You conquered your fear, Gio.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't even eat right now, bro. Dude, fucking miss. What are these guys doing? Is he over there still?
Oh, still. Okay. I see like flies or whatever the shit is that. Oh, I see him. I see him.
He's using his...
He's right here.
Dude, he's losing his technology.
Stay over there, bro.
And then we decided to go down to the lower meadow. I told him that I want to go down to the lower meadow because that's where supposedly a craft is buried. And I didn't want to bring anything. I didn't want to bring any type of equipment because since the night had kind of quieted down, it was around 2 o'clock in the morning at this time, I wanted us to see if possibly maybe we could just have an experience, because that's what happened last time too. When I had an experience in Sedona, I didn't turn the camera on, and maybe that's what led to an experience that we had. So he was reluctant. He told me like, no, let's take something. Like, this is why we're here, and I'm like, no, like it's okay. Like, this is for us.
And then he had suggested it to go, hey, do you want to go to the meadow? And for some reason I didn't want to, because I was, I'll be honest, I was a little freaked out. But then eventually, like, I got over it, and then I agreed to him, hey, I'm down to go now. And then he suggested to, like, hey, let's not take any equipment. Let's just, try to do this for ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I told him like about 4 or 5 times, like, are you sure, dude? We should be rolling. This is, this is something that, you're trying to capture. And he was like, no, this is for us. If this happens. And he also mentioned that for some reason it naturally happens better this way when, when nothing's being rolled, or, you know what I mean? Just being out in nature, I guess. So behind this saloon, there's a lower meadow, and it's like, I don't know if it's a full moon or it was a full moon, but it was to the point we didn't need any lights, right? And we decided to take the trail down, heading to this lower meadow. And it's funny, we got lost because it was dark, and plus it was my first time there, and I'm following him, and he's getting lost. We got scared by a horse, but anyways.
So we ended up walking down to the lower meadow, and we actually got a little lost, which led us to the fire volunteer area, and we got spooked by a horse. And we turned right back around, and we started heading back towards the lower meadow. And that was when we walked into the cabin. Or actually, right before that, we started hearing a bird. And I felt like it was an owl. I thought I had heard him also indicate to me that it was an owl, or maybe it was him who heard that he had thought it was an owl. But we did hear a bird as we were approaching the meadow. I believe it was an owl. But as we approached the meadow, we saw that there was the cabin, the homestead. We walked into the homestead, got spooked by a bat. I jumped right back out. I don't like bats. And we decided to walk into the meadow, and I pulled out my K2 device.
Gio wanted to try to reenact his first experience there with this entity that was called Steven. And he also decided this time around to bring a gift to this entity that he experienced the first time. With this K2 meter, we were there, and then at first it wasn't doing much, and then eventually, it started showing like I guess reading, and then it got to the point where we're there. He was asking us questions like, "Hey, Steven, I'm here. Let us know if your presence here." And nothing at first, and then he did it for the second time, and then it reacted to the point where it kind of led us up the meadow a little bit, and then he was still asking the same question, like introducing himself, and then it would trigger, then it wouldn't, and then we were there like kind of confused, wondering like, hey, like this is not working. I took it, see if it listened to me, but I think, joking around, I was telling him that I think they don't like me, and that's why it's not happening. So I was apologizing to him. So we decided to turn around and you know what I mean. He has the meter out, and it clicks again. Then he starts his conversation again, and then it leads us to a section. And then I guess this is where he thought would be the perfect time to give him his gift. And while giving him the gift and leaving it there, the meter did take off, again. And then you know what I mean. That in itself was interesting in itself, because I've never seen that before, and for him to have a second experience like that, it's cool for something that, what I mean, I don't understand or trying to understand, but it was definitely an experience that I was there to see that, that this was not coincidence, you know what I mean? It happened to him.
So we went down to the lower meadow to speak to Steven the spirit, and I took my K2 device. That was the only device I did take. Because I was trying to remember, I did take something. That was the device I took. I took the K2 and was trying to show him how the grass, you could set the K2 device in that area and it will go off, which it shouldn't. K2 shouldn't go off in the grass. But at this time when I set it down, nothing happened. And this was kind of interesting to me as well, because at first I didn't say anything. I didn't call out to Steven. I just walked around with the K2 and was showing him how it should act. That K2 didn't do a thing. Didn't blink, didn't do a thing. And then I started calling out to Steven. And then the K2 device started going off. And then I set it on the ground, and the K2 is still going off. And we're both asking questions back and forth. At one point, Hugo's asking more questions, and I just kind of stopped talking, and the device stops. Hugo then looks at me, and he's like, "You know what? You keep talking." And then the device starts being active again. I then start asking Steven, "Where do you want me to set your gift?" Because I brought him a gift. I brought all the ghosts that I had met last time a gift, this time. I then give Steven his gift by following the K2 device, and we went further down the meadow. It stopped. I turned back. It then went off again, and that was the spot. I set it down the grass. I said, "Thank you, Steven, for speaking to us the last time. Again, thank you again for speaking to us again." And then we started leaving the meadow. And I think it was around this time we heard the owl. And we started hearing birds again, and I decided to well, actually before that, we were staring up at the stars. And this is when me and Hugo had our experience.
We started looking at the sky because, like I said, the stars were out. There's no light pollution. It's beautiful out there. That's the best way I describe it. But anyways, we were both experiencing like more than normal stars like flashing. You know what I mean? And it took me off guard, and it definitely took him off guard. And I took it as more, you know, stars at night twinkle, you know, in the moonlight. But still, like, it was very apparent, these flashes. Like, I saw a shooting star that he wasn't noticing. And then, yeah, it was, you know what I mean? That experience alone was interesting because it was just like, you could see all the galaxies, you know what I mean? But normally you will see something that wasn't there, and then a flash, and then, you know, it's on. It's like the star turning on or something. I don't know, you know what I mean? But it was definitely noticeable. I think, you know, even me, for the experience for the first time, it's very, you know, you're not going to be an idiot not to notice it, you know, because it's like that doesn't happen naturally, or it does, and I guess we don't notice, right? But it was definitely an interesting experience for sure.
We saw 3 lights, and they flashed us. And it was 3 of them in that kind of I'll say in that kind of shape. I can't say if it was anything up here, but it was in this kind of shape. From what I remember. And for me, it went from... See, now I'm like hazy. Was it? I think it was left to right. It started here, here, and then here. And I've never seen that. I've seen other stuff before. I've never seen that before. And we both kind of reacted. We were like, you know, whoa.
So after leaving the meadow, we decided to call it a night because it's late already. I want to say it's like close to 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? And we start going up the right way of going the hill instead of the long way we took the first time. And then right when we get close to where we see the saloon to the left of us, Gios decides to, like, I don't know, maybe instinct, to do his Indian whistle. And we just stay there laughing because, like, you know, it was a good way to, you know, end the night just for the fuck of it. There's, you know, it's just us out there.
And I decided to do my Indian whistle. And I'll do it now. Right after I did that, we heard whatever that is, we heard it again. And I did the whistle again, and it like it did it right after, like reacting to the whistle.
And then right when he does that, first thing I notice is the birds we heard earlier when we heard the call when we're on top of the shaman rock, or whatever you want to call it, the top of the hill or of that rock hill. But anyways, I noticed that the birds, and I bring it up to him, it's like, oh, you hear that? It's the birds again. And then right after that, you hear the grunt again. Like, yeah, it was me and him just looked at each other like shocked, like, did you hear that? And it's like, yeah, okay, just making sure that I'm not the only one listening to it. And it did it again, it did twice. And we were just there like in shock.
So then we decided, you know what, let's go get some equipment. So we ran back. We grabbed the H4n, and I grabbed a video recorder, I believe, a camera. And I gotta remember, I gotta look through my footage because I'm like hazy what camera I brought. But I think it was an infrared. And when we came back, you know what? I believe I brought the infrared, but I think I didn't click it record. So so if there's no footage, that's why. I believe I brought it, but I didn't click it. It was later in the night. We were drinking wine. Okay.
After the whistle call and we hear the grunt twice, Gio mentions to me, it's like, let's go get a recording device and come back, and I agree. So we go back to our room. I bring just a audio recorder. And,
but there is an audio recording. And so we go back. We're standing in the spot right before the meadow, and I do the whistle again. No reaction. And we're like, weird. I do it again. Nothing. But one thing that may be on the audio recording is we heard something slowly moving, like taking steps slowly. And you could hear the leaves. And Hugo turns the recorder towards the feet. And hopefully, I haven't heard it yet, hopefully he picks it up.
So we go back to the general area where he started doing his call, and then he does it again. He does it a lot, like a couple times. I don't know. He does it over 5 times or 4 times. He does it over 5 or 6 times, and then nothing. And then during that process, I'm noticing, you know what I mean? To the right of me, I could see the trail. The trail goes like, it backs to the left, heading down to the meadow, right? And if you look straight across, it's just like forest or, you know, whatever at night. And then while he's doing his calls, I hear movement to the right. And then, because I had the audio recorder, you know, after I thought it wasn't coincidence, you know what I mean, or whatever, walking around, I turned the recorder towards that direction. Or I'm hearing like this, like, I don't know, like someone crawling, like it's just like breaking the branches. You hear some movement. It's like, you know that something's moving there, but you can't see it because I looked and I couldn't see anything. Yeah, and then I noticed to Gio, because Gio was like, what do you hear? And I don't want to say nothing. And he's like, he mentions this, and I go, yeah, I'm hearing like something walking towards our way, or creeping towards our way, or just something walking. And it's just, and you know, while I was looking, I don't see anything, but you hear it. Yeah, I don't know. I could definitely hear it. That's the whole thing. Hopefully this thing captured it, because it was dark, yes, it was a full moon, and you have light, that's for sure, but I wasn't able to see anything, but I could hear like something like just slowly walking. I don't know about towards our direction or just walking, but I heard it.
Charge him tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge him tonight. All right. Let's see if we can make this thing interact with us again. Let's go over here.
Where do you want to go?
Right here, split. Where's the phone?
Oh, look.
We could have grilled right here.
Huh?
We could have grilled right here.
Go over here more.
So, you know, I don't know if we're gonna get it. This is an attempt. We were a little bit successful earlier, but who knows?
I think it was around here.
Yeah, like right here.
Well, all we captured was, I think, steps. We weren't able to capture the sound of, I don't even know what it is. We're going to try to capture it maybe in the morning. That is the plan. But there's something out here. Jeff indicated to us there's no burrows, so we don't know what it could be. So we'll see.
Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by for another episode of Eerie Expedition. This one was a doozy. We were not expecting what we encountered at all. But I hope it opens most of you guys' eyes, and you know that the possibility of our reality is not at all what we've been taught. And you know, I hope you enjoy the ride as we try to figure something out. But as you can see, the more you do this, the more questions you have. Like I said, I was not expecting to encounter what we encountered at all. But thanks again for coming back and watching Eerie Expedition. This is season 2. Like, comment, subscribe, share with Skeptic Cousin. Later.